Episode 13, Heart of the Beast. With an Indian Humvee, Henry Wu, Raymond and Tim arrived at an old research facility, which was mostly taken back by jungle. They get out and Henry Wu throws a backpack out of the car onto his back. They move for the building, where Henry pushes a slightly open door further, and they move inside. As Dr. Wu walks through the corridors, he remembered the hall as it used to be. A white, clean hallway with an ongoing flow of scientists in white coats, carrying papers, carefully moving the eggs from one room to another, and even walking young dinosaurs. In his mind's eye, Wu sees one of his old colleagues carrying a baby Gallimimus to the nursery, and another taking a young, man-high brachiosaur on a leash outside for a walk. They arrived at the end of the hallway, looking into a huge factory hall, and, remembering, Henry sees the clean, shining tubes containing growing embryos around the enormous hatchery. Snapping out of his nostalgic moment, Henry shakes off his thoughts. The hallway is now covered in dust, brown-green moss and ferns, dark and dirty. Some tubes broken and the floor full of eggshells and pieces of glass. Raymond and Tim look in awe at what is displayed before them. Whoa! I'd heard of the factory floor, but I never imagined it at this scale. They move up metallic stairs, crossing the factory hall on the second floor, looking down on the embryo tubes, and continue until they arrive at the other side and the door stenciled computer room. A light next to the door indicates that there is still power and the door lock being active. Henry looks in his backpack and takes out a security card.
Let's see if this still works.
He slides his card through and it worked. The door unlocked and old air flows out. Behind the door, a huge room is revealed as they enter. Enormous Cray 2 and ETA 10G computer units are still standing. Cray and ETA stenciled in large letters from floor to ceiling on the sides. The machines are silent, turned off. They go inside, downstairs to the ground floor. The room looks surprisingly clean, just a thin layer of dust. Then Tim spots a piece of paper on the floor. A drawing. The yellow tape on it having lost its grip. Tim makes out the Loch Ness Monster and the letters underneath that read, "No fishing." So this is the heart of the beast. Amazing. It's like nothing ever happened here.
InGen never trusted to sell these. The data on these cartridges is priceless. A decade of research.
Moving between the units, they continue to the back. At the back of the room they find huge storage tech silos, holding what Tim estimated must be thousands of data cartridges. Henry quickly moves towards the first, looking up at the wall of cartridges.
It's all still here. All this data now fits on a small number of hard drives.
Unbelievable. Henry looks down at the external hard drive he's holding in his right hand, stenciled 128 GB.
I won't even fill this one with the data I need.
He moves inside the first silo, looking at some of the labels, and then he takes out a cartridge labeled DX.
You can help me by looking for all the cartridges like this one, labeled DX, or anything else related to the health of our animals.
Tim and Raymond start looking through the racks of cartridges. Henry takes the device in the black box from his backpack, connects the external hard drive on the side of the device, and enters the cartridge into the device, which starts reading, spinning the cartridge. The device lights up and signals downloading. Time passes as cartridges are switched and downloaded onto the hard drive. Then, having lost count on how many times, the device signals done again, and Henry Wu looks up to see Raymond and Tim still looking through the silos, but not returning with any new cartridges.
That's it?
It's hard to tell. So many cartridges.
Okay, it'll have to do for now. Let's go back. I need to analyze the data we've gathered.
Henry puts the disc and the device back into his backpack, and they move for the exit of the room, up the stairs to the second floor. Raymond in front, followed by Tim and Henry, who closes the security door and clicks it shut behind him. When they come to the point overseeing the factory hall, Raymond motions them to stop.
There are people down there.
Silently they watch for a moment.
This must be the group the security team is tracking.
What are they doing here? Then Tim thinks he recognizes someone. Is that Dr. Grant?
Grant?
Wanting to call out but stopped by Raymond, Tim looks silently at what Raymond spotted and is pointing at, a dark shape near a tube that a woman is looking at intently.
Raptors. Should we help them?
The people downstairs fled the hallway with the raptors on their tail. While Raymond moves, he is stopped by Henry.
We need to move. We can let the security team know they can find them here. Careful not to attract the attention of the raptors. Tim?
Tim is frozen down and is turning slightly white. Henry taps him softly on the shoulder and, like waking up, Tim shakes it off and quickly follows after Raymond and Henry. Running for the outdoors, Henry Wu, Tim Murphy and Raymond quickly move towards the Humvee. In the distance they hear the raptors calling.
Quickly!
They all get in, Henry Wu in the driver's seat, Raymond in the passenger seat and Tim in the back. Softly, not to attract the raptors, they move away, until they are enclosed by the jungle. Then Wu hits the gas. On the road, Tim starts to question who he saw. What would Dr. Grant be doing here?
I doubt it was Dr. Grant. We sent him some documents a few years back asking if he'd be willing to help us out, him being the expert on raptors and all, but he turned us down, saying he wanted nothing to do with InGen, or as he called it, crafted dragons.
The ground trembles, and through the woods on the left, 3 hadrosaurs come running, honking through the woods, separated from the rest of the stampeding herd. Henry Wu slams the brake, and they are all thrown forward in the car, just missing the animals that crossed their path. The animals disappear again as quickly as they appeared through the woods on the right.
Everyone okay?
Yeah. They continue, but not long after, Henry Wu stops again.
What's the matter now?
Look. Up
A
ahead.
short distance away from them, a Tyrannosaurus is lying on the left side of the road in the sunstream coming through the trees. With his belly down on the ground, his large leg to his side, and his jaws wide open, unmoving. In the back, Tim is turning white again, unable to speak.
What's it doing there?
I guess the road is nice and warm. See the birds? It's getting a dental checkup. That's the bird feed off the parasites in his mouth.
Small birds are flying around its jaws, pecking between the teeth. Henry Wu looks back to see Tim sitting pale behind them, slightly shaking.
Tim, what's wrong? You cold? Don't worry. If the T-Rex was hungry, she would have hunted the hadrosaurs back there. I think we can move past it, slowly.
I don't think... Raymond takes a tranquilizer gun and checks it.
Okay, move forward slowly. Turn your headlights off.
Turn the lights. Slowly the car moves forward. The road grinding underneath, ever closer to the Tyrannosaurus. Gently Raymond starts to lean outside of his window, taking aim with his tranquilizer gun at the dinosaur.
I can take the shot,
I don't think it's necessary.
but it's gotta be now or never. If you move any closer, it's gonna be on your side of the car, and then it will be out of my line of sight.
Then give the gun to Tim. You can shoot, right, Tim?
Tim closed his eyes, trying to control his breathing, looking down. The wheels grinding on the road, a deafening sound to Tim.
Tim!
What?
Can you fire the tranquilizer gun if the Rex moves?
Tim stays silent. The car moves closer and closer, grinding. Raymond, still looking at Tim, looks back at the road.
You can fire a gun, as Ronnie told me he practiced.
It's out of my range.
Looking back around Tim, Raymond slides back inside, moving the gun carefully in, and turns to give the tranquilizer gun to Tim.
Take the gun and aim it at the Rex. If she moves, just pull the trigger. The dart will do the rest of the work.
Raymond shoves the gun into the hands of Tim, color now returning to his face as he's gathering courage. Okay, Tim maneuvers the gun out his window and takes aim, leaning slightly out the window. The eye of the Rex opens, but it remains still on the ground with its jaws open. Henry stopped the car. They are now so close they can hear the heavy breathing of the T-Rex, occasionally blowing out air through its nose. Then it closes its eyes again. Henry Wu lets the car roll a little closer. The Rex blows out air through his mouth and the birds scatter away. The Rex started to move.
Hold on.
Then Henry hits the gas and the car shoots forward. Shaken, Tim fires the dart. Did I hit it? The Rex is getting up and they pass by the growling beast. Standing up, it turns to look after them. Henry Wu looks back in the rearview mirror and sees the Rex shaking his head. It's not chasing. Tim is looking through the back window, repeating, "Did I hit it?" Behind them, the T-Rex is slowly getting down on the ground again, now turned facing the other way, their way.
Maybe, Tim. Just maybe.
The T-Rex opens its jaws to continue the dental checkup. Raymond knows Tim missed, but he doesn't say anything. Still speeding over the jungle road, Henry Wu starts laughing.
Yes. How's that for an adrenaline rush?
You're crazy, man. I was sure it was gonna go for us.
Tim, still silently looking back, now notices how tense he is. He sighs and relaxes. Maybe we should... Just wanting to suggest to slow down, the car loses grip and slips. Raymond grabs hold and Tim slides towards Raymond's side of the back seat, and the back of the car slides towards Henry Wu's side. Then the car twists the other way, and Tim is thrown back into the other side of the car. Ow!
What the?